Hello, guys. This is Shar. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Now, this is a short commentary from yesterday's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I used this imagery throughout the video because this was really, to me, the best scene of the show. However, Nell and her family with the therapist or the counselor, whatever you want to call him, Dr. Francis, that too was a good scene as well, and I'll get to that a little later. But yeah, this was pretty much the best scene of the episode because oh boy, Maurice or Marquise, however you pronounce his name, he's a flipping idiot. He's delusional and he's more sleep than what he looks. He is a complete idiot. And Marsau couldn't have explained, couldn't have gave him the real or the truth no better than what he did. This guy could not and did not take accountability for nothing. He pointed the finger from the time he sat down to the time he left. And the fingers were pointed at Ken, his wife, even the daughter. And it's like, dude, you can't be like, well, I know I was the worst husband on the planet, or, only thing he did say is that he knows that he could have been better, been there for Trish when her family members had passed. And he did say that, I moved away. But he didn't say it in a way like, I left the family. I abandoned them. So, I'm here to try to pick up the pieces and make it right. You know what I mean? No, he wants, understanding as to why Ken is even in the home. Or why Trish ended up talking to Ken altogether. He wants that kind of clarity. That kind of closure. Because he kept iterating that Ken was in the wings waiting. And no, Ken was not in the wings waiting. Your wife ended up going to the gym on a regular basis to clear her mind, to ease her grief. Try to get her mind off of something besides, the 2, 3, 4 deceased family members that was close family members, her sister, her mother, her father, so she going there just to release steam and anger, grief, and ended up meeting Ken along the way. She didn't know him prior to, I don't think. I mean, if he was indicating that she knew him, prior to that, drop down in the comments. I could have missed that, but yeah. But even if she did, who cares? You left. Anything goes when the man leaves the family. You left the family. You left the home. Then he tried to say, well, I was still fathering, even though I left the home, I was still taking kids to school and I was still talking. So that means you in the city with them and still wasn't really coming over or, interacting with them. Talking about, I talk to them every day. And just like Marsau said, what is talking every day? They need you present. A boy, a girl, they need you. And to me, how even great of a dad, even though the kids didn't care. They want their dad. That's how kids are. But how great of a dad was he anyway? He seems sleepy all the time, lazy, slew-footed, slew-talking. Look at his eyes. He don't even look like he up. Get up. Be assertive. Straighten your back. That is really how I feel about this guy. And not only that, he's delusional. He cannot and will not take accountability. And I'm so glad that Marsau gave him the straight. I couldn't have said it any better than how Marsau said it. Seriously. I would have been using a lot more profanity. Knowing me, I would have gotten loud with him. All of that. But, he did it in Marsau way. Man to man, which was amazing. I've never heard Marsau be so on point since he's been on the show, honestly. He do a lot of mumbo jumbo talk and gaslighting, but I think it's just with, his BS with his wife and his family. And a couple of things I was thinking, like, Marsau, you kind of need to take heed to just a couple of things that he's saying, because this is the same man who said those kids are Tisha's kids. Them not my kids. Nor does he go pick up them kids from school. Nor does he fix lunches or fix their dinner. So, I mean, he could be a little bit more present in his kids' lives as well. But he does interact with them. He does still live there. He never left, so I'll give him that. But yeah, he gave this guy Marquise or Maurice, whatever his name is, the real. And it was, I couldn't have said it no better. He was, making great points, trying to get this guy to see and to take accountability. And it just kept going through one dirty ear and out the other. Like, wake up. I hate his eyes. He sleep. Anyway. Great scene, great scene, great commentary from Marsau. He gets an A from me, even though I can't stand his ass. In general, he gets an A. So moving on from that, I'm only going to talk about this scene and then the scene from the Nail's house, the Fletchers. It's clear that Chris Fletcher is mum's the word. Like, Chris don't say nothing. Chris is mum's the word, y'all. He don't say much or nothing. He sits back and he listens and he takes it all in, I guess. But he doesn't. But hey, the way Nail is, don't nobody really have to say too much, because she says enough for everybody, honestly. And that was part of the kids' point, that maybe you need to talk to somebody because you're angry. Like, you're really, really angry. You're hostile. I mean, they understood that you want to stop giving them money all the time and all this and that. But in the same token, it's like, why are you so angry? You're bickering and bitching and all this stuff all day, every day. And it seems like it's something deeper than just you loaning us money. Because once you said you ain't loaning us money anymore, and, that should have been it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see that you bout it when we come to ask you for some money again, and you say no. And that really should have been it. But she was constantly yapping and barking and, so they talked her into seeing Francis. Francis get his shine on Love and Marriage Huntsville yet again. So he comes over. His whole family is there. And they have a real heart-to-heart. Fletcher sitting there quiet. Dr. Francis tends to really try to get through to Nail, like, look, these kids, they love you and they appreciate everything you're doing for them, which I don't agree. Because I feel like if they appreciated it, they would at least try to give her money back sometime. But anyway, that's kids for you. But I guess Dr. Francis was trying to say that, you need to show these kids more love and attention and listen, which is a very, very big problem, it seems, that Nail has, that she does not really listen. She kind of just barks and barks and barks and barks and goes on and on and on, never really hearing what they said. It's all about what she's saying. So that mainly was the point, I guess, Dr. Francis was getting Nail to see. And so he ended up telling her, why don't you go around the room and you tell the kids individually, something good, one nice thing, or, one heartfelt thing about each of your kids, so you guys can have a heartfelt moment, so they can see and know that, you have a heart for them. They know that, overall you love them, but they just need to have, they need to see that you really care. And it ain't all about just barking and yapping and barking and being mean and screaming and hollering and saying no and all this other stuff. So it seemed to have worked. It was one session, I guess. Um, and the, you know, explanations or the things she ended up saying to each individual kid seemed to have been received. And, they had moments. Each kid with Nell at that time had a moment with her where it touched them, both of them, the kid and Nell. So and Chris is just sitting back looking. I don't think he dropped any tears, but he's just sitting back looking. So I thought that was a really good scene. I felt like it was heartfelt, and I don't think it was acting really or whatever. So I appreciated it. um I feel like Neil could probably need to just go back and just talk to Dr. Francis and get all her gripes out. It may do her some good. The kids probably should benefit from going too, because they got to figure out why they can't get on the straight as far as finances. Like, why do y'all keep blowing y'all money, or why y'all not, continuing to have jobs or whatever? It'll probably help them as well. So yeah, this was a pretty good episode. With at least with these two scenes, everything else was pretty much just kind of like fluff. You guys drop it down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Please like the video, subscribe, and until next time, ciao.